Welcome, folks. Happy Tuesday. Looking forward to having you guys jump live here online via Zoom with our founder, Peter. Can't wait to get him on here. Meanwhile, just to give you an idea how we run these live calls, live webinars, for those of you who've already turned on your cameras, like Patty, thank you, thank you. Makes tonight go by a lot smoother. Tracy, appreciate that. Tyson, of course, glad you guys are on live. We'll be getting started here shortly. If you haven't done so, please turn on your cameras, get familiar with chat. We're going to communicate tonight as if we were all in the same room. And obviously, this is a Zoom call, so we'll try to mimic that to maximize our time together. Today, very simple agenda. And how do you, whether you're in real estate today or not, how do you participate in this next wave of real estate? How do you capture your unfair share, if you will? And tonight, we're going to propose something to you that as a partner, someone in our world, someone in our community will potentially get to your goals a lot quicker, a lot faster, with less bumps and bruises. Especially when you have someone like our founder, Peter, who is 4,000 deep as far as doing deals with partners across the country. There's that old idiom that says, you can't see the forest from the trees. You guys ever hear that? Right now in the current market, some people see this next wave of real estate. Others may not even understand there's even a transition, if you will. One thing I will say about Peter, our founder, he's done a pretty darn good job these last few decades to be able to read the tea leaves when it comes to real estate, to be able to know when to pivot, to be able to know when to kind of put the pedal to the metal, so to speak. And tonight, we're just going to have a conversation, what I call a fireside conversation, speaking with yourselves, asking questions. Tonight, we're an open book. So for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. On behalf of Partner Driven, my name is Roland, and I'll be introducing to you guys our principal founder, Peter, here in a second. And again, good opportunity to kind of get his bird's eye view after all these deals. Again, being in real estate for quite some time, seeing why this is the perfect opportunity to get into real estate, to go all out, and to again get your unfair share. Again, if you haven't done so, please turn on your cameras. Would love to get that going. And of course, I do have the privilege again of introducing to you our principal founder, Peter, who's still in the game, still helping out. We had a live event or live Zoom call with our partners yesterday, over 100 partners there, all excited, all ready to go ahead and go all out as we approach really the halfway point of 2026. Pete, tonight we invited a couple of folks who've looked at us, may have a couple of questions, but really just want to take your lead and your position. Again, having done over 4,000 deals, what you're kind of seeing now. Because let's face it, because of your success, you get to be a part of some rooms that we're not a part of. You get to be a part of some conversations that we're not privy to. So I appreciate you spending some time here with us today and looking forward to helping some of these partners potentially work with us here as well. Pete, thanks for joining the call.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Miss Tracy, Mason, Carrick, Blancha. I hope I got that right. Tyson, Patty. I appreciate GPA. Now I know that stands for something.
It's Yanka, actually.
Okay. I knew that. I knew there was something behind that. Those three letters. Guys, thanks for being here. The first thing is I'm going to tell you right up front, I do not want to keep you long here. I like to keep these short and to the point, because what I do is not rocket science. I don't like to complicate what I do. I mean, bottom line, I do deals. I partner with people like you guys, and I do real estate deals. I've done 4,000 of them. So we're not going to discuss whether what I do works. I've done it for over a decade successfully, 4,000 deals completed. All of my deals are with individuals just like you all. And I just want to lay out kind of a case, I guess you would say, I don't even know if that's a good word, of what makes sense to partner with me. I will tell you, if you're serious about leveling up in life, and if you're serious about doing it through real estate, you're not going to find any easier opportunity to do deals and to make money than working with me. It does not exist. I challenge people every single day. This is the absolutely easiest pathway to success. Now, I say that, and I know a lot of people take that the wrong way. They sometimes think I'm trying to be boastful, or I'm not, none of that. Because I'm truly here. I'm on two missions. I'm on two missions in this space. Mission number one is really at my partner's level. Like, I just love doing deals. I call myself a deal engineer. And, mission number one is to create an environment and facilitate something that makes doing real estate deals achievable, feasible, possible, realistic, and within anyone's grasp, because it's not within anyone's grasp. Real estate is whoever came up with the real estate industry is its genius. I mean, he's got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people interested in it, convinced that they could do it. And somehow nobody talks about the statistic that less than 1% of people ever make it in this business. I mean, that is like an abysmal, but think about this. This industry has absolutely figured it out. So whoever's at the top of these things has figured out how to literally trick hundreds of thousands of people, do crazy things, hope for the best, and less than 1% success rate. So the first reason I do all this is I truly want to help people, everyday people across the United States, do real estate deals. There's no question about that. But my second mission and vision for what I do is even bigger than that. I'm literally trying to turn this whole industry upside down. I'm on track and on a mission to really create something that literally allows everyday people across the United States to have a fighting chance and actually become successful in this space. And so I'm, as you guys will see here, I'll explain in a minute. I'm literally doing things that no one else is doing. Because again, my mission is beyond just an individual partner. My mission is at the whole industry level. I predict right now, because I see what's taking place behind the scenes. I see who's trying to model what I do. I see the big companies looking to emulate what I do, which is great, by the way. I'm still ahead of the pack in all this. But I will tell you, in the next couple of years, what I do with my partners today will literally be the only way that people will do real estate. I'm predicting that in the next couple of years, trying to do this business your own way, kind of the old-fashioned way, which is what people do right now, will be as obsolete as walking into a cell phone store today and buying a flip phone. I mean, is it possible? Absolutely. Can you do it? Probably. Is there a chance in the world that out of 100 people, anybody does it? Probably not. It's just an obsolete way of communicating using technology and all this. Well, that's what I predict will happen in this space. Not only because of the statistics I have in terms of my partners, more partners right now doing more deals than ever before. All 50 states, I'm doing deals in every single major city across the United States, almost every second and third tier city that all of you have heard of, and even more deals in areas that probably none of you ever heard of before. And so I'm excited about what's taking place. I want to share with you a little bit kind of what I call the state of the union of real estate, what's taking place. And then I want to talk to you about kind of what I call my 3 pillars, what really makes what I do possible for my partners. And then I want to try to do all of that very quickly, 15, 20 minutes max. And then I just want to flip it over to you guys to see what questions you may have for me. I want to be 2 things. Number one, I want to be upfront with you guys. Yes, I do want partners. Sometimes people say, well, why do you need partners? Because it's how I do every single deal. So make no mistake about it. I totally understand this is a 2-way street. Ultimately you have to prove yourself to us, but I also have to prove yourself to you. So this is why I still to this day, even after 4,000 deals, still do meetings like this because I am always, people say, well, what's the deal you're looking for? I don't look for deals. Every chance I get like this, I share the message of what I do because I do not look for real estate deals. I look for partners. I look for the right people. I look for people, people sometimes say, well, what's the epitome of the person you're looking for? What's the characteristics? And there's an absolute profile. I've had partners buy airplanes. I've had partners buy mansions, retired from corporate world, incredible results. But there is a profile of the partner becomes successful with me. So we might as well get that out of the way, because if you're here tonight and you're like, well, that's definitely not me, really no reason for you to continue being in this meeting, because the last thing I want to do is waste your time. But the first thing I'm looking for is somebody that's coachable, very critical for me. If you're going to partner with me because you're going to use my money, you're going to use my teams, you're going to use my infrastructure, you're going to use my experience, you're going to piggyback off 4,000 deals that I've already proven that I've done, you got to do it my way. So I'm not looking for people to become partners with me and tell me how this business works. Like, I know how it works. I've proven myself. You got to be coachable. You got to have some time to do this. This is not like one of those guru things where you pay a bunch of money and they could care less. Listen to my tapes, listen to my videos, read my books. But if you do, great. If you don't, just as great. With me, it's different. The world and I judge myself by how many deals we do. So if you're finding yourself at the point in life that you cannot squeeze any time out of your life right now, you're just to the max busy, this is not a good opportunity for you. I expect a typical partner, especially in the initial stages, to give us about 3 to 5 hours a week. So you have to have time. You got to be coachable. You have to have time. I'm looking for partners that want to do multiple deals at the same time. If your ambition is like in the next, couple of years, crank out a deal, we're probably not going to be a good fit. It's going to cost me too much to carry you. I put too much resources to my partners. I have huge payroll I got to pay. I'm looking for partners that want to do at least 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4 deals at a time. Okay. I have partners that have done up to 15. Oh, thank you. This is my dinner tonight, coffee. I have partners that have done, up to 15 deals at a time. I have partners that do 9 deals at a time. Those are really the ones I really, really love. But minimum 2, 3, 4 deals at a time. I'm not looking for people that have this kind of a certain attitude. Like, if you have what I call a victim attitude, like everything is the world's fault, you're just a victim of every single thing that happens, we're not going to get along. I could tell you, like, I'm right now I'm trying to tone myself down, but I'm pretty straight up, pretty upfront, pretty black and white in how I communicate with people. So if you have a victim mentality, that mentality is not going to work with me. I'll tell you who I've kind of come up with this vision of the mentality I'm looking for, and see if any of you guys can relate to this. You're the person that if I pick on you right now and say, tell me your goals, tell me your dreams, tell me why, you could define it. Like, you could tell me exactly. You could tell me what the vision is. You could tell me what your future looks like. You could tell me how much maybe money you want to make, what kind of lifestyle. But you also find yourself in this very, very weird predicament. It feels like you have a wall between you and those goals. And you feel like your whole life you've been trying to get across that wall. Like, you've been climbing it and you can't. You've been scaling it and you can't. You've been trying to walk around that wall and you can't. You've even hit your head against the wall and you're like, I just cannot get to those dreams and goals. But the reason you're here tonight is because you're looking for the right play for you. Because if you find the right opportunity, you will walk through that wall to get to those goals. Like, you will literally walk through that wall to get there. And that's the kind of mentality I'm looking for. So coachable, 3 to 5 hours a week of time we want from you. Want to do multiple deals. You don't have a victim personality and attitude. And you're willing to literally walk through a wall to get to those dreams and goals. And if that's what if you find yourself in that position, then I could tell you, you have a very, very solid chance of being very, very successful with me. The team asked me to talk a little bit about kind of the state of the union. And there's different ways of, and again, I'm going to condense everything today because I want to really give you guys a chance to ask me whatever questions you have. And I want to find a couple players here tonight that are ready to go, right? You're ready, right? You've already connected with my team probably before this. Now that you're going to listen to me, you're like, yep, let's go make this happen. So I'm going to try to keep it as brief as possible. So the team asked me to talk a little bit about the state of the union. And when you talk about the state of the union, there's different ways of looking at it. Sometimes people talk about the state of the union, how well a country's doing. Countries give, state of the unions, presidents, corporations give state of the unions. Sometimes heads of families give state of the unions. And I was trying to figure out, well, what kind of state of the union do they want to give me? So I want to condense it, and I want to give you the state of the union of real estate. Because that's a legitimate question. Like, what's going on in this business? What's going on in the space? What's going on with the timing of everything? Is this even a good space and a good time to be in this business? And I want to talk to you just for a couple minutes about that. And I want to tell you how I believe I've positioned what we do here not isolated, but insulated ourselves from any kind of economic interruptions, good or bad. Obviously, we embrace the good, but the way I've positioned this company and partnering with people, it really doesn't matter too much. Having said that, I could tell you from the state of the union in terms of the economy, things are heading in our direction beautifully. And we're heading into some amazing times when it comes to economic times as it relates to the real estate industry. Now, how I like to talk about how economics impact us is on two sides. Remember, we do real estate deals. By the way, the reason I have so many partners doing so many deals is not only because of everything we provide for our partners, but because I do 11 different strategies. So what that means, I have the biggest buy box in the United States. I do fix and flips. We do wholesale, Wholetail, pre-marketing, pre-listing, subject to, owner finance, lease options. We do houses. We do condos, townhomes, mobile homes, modular homes, land deals, getting into new construction, all of that kind of stuff. So when you put all that together, it makes finding deals that I'm interested in doing with my partners very, very easy. Honestly, I hate to use words like that about real estate, but it really does. But let's talk about state of the union and economic times and how it's affecting us. In any real estate transaction, there's two parts of the transaction. Every deal has two parts. It has the beginning, kind of like you have to find the deal, and it has the execution part. You got to do something with the deal. Okay? Inescapable. There's no real estate transaction, at least that I'm aware of, that's ever taken place without those two things taking hand. Now, I very rarely in our industry talk about finding the deal and like being worried about it or being somehow, oh my gosh, it's going to be harder to find deals in a year from now than it is now. It is hard to find deals now than maybe a year ago. You never worry about that. The reason I never worry about this side of the equation and the economic impacts is because we as real estate investors, we work off what is known as motivation. And you guys know this. I'm saying the obvious today, I know, but sometimes you have to say the obvious to make very apparent why this is such a smart play right now. So on the acquisition side, I've never, ever, 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 ever worried about the acquisition side in this space. Because again, we work off motivation. And motivation is not affected by anything to do with anything other than life, right? People get divorced. People have bad medical scares. People lose their jobs. People lose their businesses. People have to move quickly. People have their kids moving out. People have their kids moving in. All of those factors happen regardless of what's taking place in life. All those factors take place regardless of what season it is. Christmas does not know there's no divorces. Christmas does not know somebody doesn't get a diagnosis that they have cancer. So when it comes to motivation, in the many, many years I've been doing deals, I've never discussed it like, wow, we're in trouble, guys. Motivation is about ready to come to an end. And on the flip side, I never say all of a sudden, oh, wow, there's going to be an exuberant. Now, sometimes events happen that create motivation, like a COVID happened, right? That created an abundance of motivation. But reality is on this side, I hate to say it, we're fine. I hate to say it because really it's kind of, we're working with motivated sellers, which means we're helping people solve bad problems. And I never, ever, ever, ever want anything bad to happen to people, but I'm also realistic and I know they do. And this is where we step in, right? This is where we step in and are able to solve their problems by, buying whatever they're trying to liquidate. That side is never affected by the economy. But then we have the flip side. We have to do something with the deal. Like, let's say we buy, fix, and sell it. Or let's say we wholesale it. Or let's say we pre-market it. Let's say we pre-list it. Whatever we do, this side is absolutely affected by the economy. Anybody that looks at you and says, oh, no, real estate is economy proof, that's not true. It's not economy proof. On the other side of kind of to create something with the deal, we are totally, or very much so, affected by economic factors. Now, I'm not going to sit here and get into the granular things of what economic factors were affected by, but I want to talk to you at least about two major ones. Well, somebody take themselves off mute, see if you can guess. What are the two economic factors that tremendously affect real estate? Actually, they affect the whole world. But they also affect. Anybody have an idea? Take yourself off mute. Give me one or two. Give me both of them. Any idea? Nobody knows what economic factors affect real estate?
Interest rates.
Interest rates is the biggest one. You guys, what's the second one? Let's see if you could pick off. See, I'm going to get my glasses on. Who's that? Mr. Tyson. What, you guys know what the second play is and that's affected economically, how we're affected? Anybody venture to guess? Interest rates and oil, okay? Interest rates for obvious reasons, right? They affect mortgages. They affect how much people can borrow. They affect the monthly mortgage payments. Tyson, absolutely. That's the top one. But oil, unbeknownst to a lot of people, is a huge factor in real estate also. By the way, oil is a huge factor in almost every segment of the economy, even in the ones people don't realize. Now, let me build a case here why we're doing beautifully well and we're only going to get better and better. As far as interest rates, we have a good guy right now inside the Federal Reserve running it. Now, is he an independent guy that could just make decisions? No, he's a smart guy. He understands he's got to look at the whole picture. He's got to do this and all this. And right now his hands are somewhat hamstrung. They're hamstrung, interestingly enough, by this freaking thing at the oil level, right? What's taking place in the Middle East. Had that not been taking place, I predict that right now our rates would actually start coming down already. They're not, at least not as we're speaking here tonight. Part of that reason, it's actually what's happening at the oil. So not only does oil and interest rates affect real estate, they affect it together. They're like they work in tandem. Now, I'm not here to get political, and I'm also not here to talk about too long about the economic side because I'm going to tell you how we are totally insulated from no matter where it is. But this is what I will tell you. This is based upon my experience in this business. This is based upon my back-end context in this business and all this. The rates will start coming down. Maybe not as quickly as we want, but there's no question the rates will start coming down. Once the rates start coming down, there's going to be even a bigger demand for what we do, our inventory, like selling stuff, retailing stuff, getting consumers to buy our houses or whatever, right? We know that you don't have to be an economist to understand that. Rates come down half a point, a quarter of a point, there's going to be more buyers, right? So we know that's going to take place. We don't know exactly when, and it's going to take a little bit longer than I've even been predicting, than most people have been predicting, but it's going to happen. And the second thing is you watch that whole thing in the Middle East, it'll also get worked out. It'll get worked out. So both the oil prices will be ultimately more favorable to us, which is just cheaper oil, nothing crazy, but cheaper. Okay. And the rates will start moving in our direction. So from an economic perspective, if you're looking just at the whole industry, this is an amazing time to be in the space. But let's just flip that whole thing upside down. Let's say I'm 100% wrong. Let's say not only do interest rates don't come down, they potentially stabilize at wherever they are now. By the way, they're already low historically, but let's just play the game. Let's just say the interest rates kind of just stay the way they are, maybe even have to bounce up to, hedge against inflation and stuff like that. Let's say the oil prices, not only what I said come down because the Middle East conflict will get resolved sooner rather than later, but let's say opposite happens. Let's say it gets worse there. Let's say the barrel of oil actually doesn't stabilize and go down. Let's say it goes up. This is how I've set this whole thing up to make it doesn't matter. I'm predicting I'm right, but I ain't no super genius, and I've been plenty of times wrong. But I understood that if I wanted to be in a long-term play in real estate, I had to set up a model that literally insulates itself from the fluctuations of economy, because the economy does fluctuate. And if you don't have a model that is able to kind of ride it out, you're going to get crushed one way or another. So this is how I'm not overly worried. No matter what happens, we win. The people that are truly, truly, truly affected by what I just said, the rates and the oil, are what are known as retail sellers. Like, I live in this house, I want to sell this house, and I'm going to sell it to another homeowner. Those factors affect me big time. Because remember, this may be my only asset I have, only large asset I have in life. So when I sell this house, I got to tap into my equity, because this is where a majority of portions of people in the United States who own real estate, this is where their equity is, their savings many times. There is no luxury at the retail level to just say, oh, forget it. I'm in bad economic times. I'll sell my home, but instead of giving $300,000, I'll just take $100,000 for it or $200,000 for it. Most people don't have that luxury, right? So most homeowners have to get that top dollar to squeeze out everything they can out of like their only one major asset. They don't have the flexibility of adjusting price. The second problem that they have is a lot of people forget trying to tap into the equity. A lot of people just don't have equity. They just don't have. They might have pulled it out. They might have refinanced it. They might live in a market that's not appreciating. So some people at the retail level, they can't mess around with the price. They're too leveraged up. Their mortgages are too high, right, to what the property's worth. So they don't have the ability to do that. All of those factors, all of those people, which is, by the way, the whole retail world, everybody that owns a house falls in one of those two categories. They're very much affected by what I just said. The rates, as Mr. Tyson pointed out, and the oil prices. We are not. The reason we are not is because, remember, we don't have to capitalize on every single deal. Because what I have, this incredible system on this side, on the acquisition side for all my partners, we're getting into our deals with huge discounts. And when you're getting into something with a huge discount, and now we're selling it to make our profit, we don't have to sell dollar and a dollar. So if we have a $200,000 home, and all of a sudden it's a tough economy, which basically means it's a limited amount of buyers, how do we still win in that game? Does anybody know? Take yourself off mute. Tyson, come on. Help me out here. How do we still win, even in a bad economy?
Well, you can rent it out. You can sell it at a discount.
That's it right there. That's it. Ballpark. That's it. Grand slam, Tyson. Thank you. I want to call for Tyson on everything today. We have the luxury that a retail seller does not have. We can sell at a discount. So we could bring our inventory to the market at a discounted price, still make a profit, maybe not make $60,000 in this house, but now we're only making $50,000 or $40,000. That's okay. It's not the last deal we could do. But when you bring your inventory down below exactly what Tyson was saying, sell it at a little bit of discount, below market level, then you capture the buyer's pool because you don't need an abundance of a buyer's pool. Because any smart consumer in good times or bad times, abundance of buyers or a small limited amount of numbers will look at an inventory and say, well, I got a 3-bed, 2-bath here. I got a 3-bed, 2-bath across the street. This one is 20,000 less. I'll take the one that's less, 20,000 less, right? No question. So State of the Union's very simple, guys. Amazing times. Amazing times we're going into, I predict economically. But if we flip it upside down, why the State of the Union is still beautiful for us here is because the way this model's set up, that we get into everything with equity. And as Tyson just very smartly pointed out, that gives us the ability to discount things. We win even in bad economic times. It's very important. When you're looking to get into business, by the way, if you're going to partner with me, understand you're getting into business. This is not like yo-yos or, sucking lollipops or, little part-time gig. Like, this is you getting in the business. And one of the key decisions you have to make when you're getting in the business is, am I getting in the business that is sustainable? Because sometimes you can get into a great business, but if you get into a business that is non-sustainable, like economy not proof, you can crash and burn. There's plenty of businesses go out of business that are doing beautifully, but they crash and burn because outside, like economic times and all this. We, because of the way I've set this up, are 100% economy proof. Okay, now I want to tell you what makes what I do so powerful. 3 things, very important. These are the 3 pillars that I built this whole company on. Pillar 1, I understood this first pillar. I started building it 10 years ago when I started this business. Pillar number 1 basically says this: in order for me to achieve the success I have achieved to this level, where I have more people doing more deals than any team, any organization, any company, any hedge fund in the United States right now, in all the states and all the major cities and all the second and third tier and in all the little towns that you guys have never heard of. The reason that I've been able to do that is because of really pillar number 1. I realized many years ago, the only way this model will work is by myself and my team executing the majority of the deal. That's it. That's the way this deal works. So for the first several years, how I built this whole model is I just kept on piling on top of each other, one to the next, to the next, to the next. What we and I do for our partners on every deal. At first, there was only one thing I did. I gave partners money, my partners money. That was it. That was the first thing I ever did. And that was the only thing I did when I started. It was a disaster. I thought, heck, if I give Tyson money, now I don't know Tyson from Adam. I have no idea where Tyson lives. Tyson's going to find a deal that I'm not going to even see. But Tyson looks like a pretty damn good guy. Tyson, let me wire you 200 grand. Let's do this deal. It sounded pretty damn good. It was a freaking disaster. Because what I didn't think about was the obvious that I actually knew. There's more to real estate than just money. If real estate was just ability to get money, a lot more people would be successful. Matter of fact, many times I tell people, if you ever want to make a small fortune, real estate is a beautiful business to make a small fortune in. You start out with a big fortune and you will guarantee get in the real estate and that big fortune will turn into a small fortune. So money is not the key. It is very important. So when I realized that, in those initial couple of years, I realized the only way this model would work is we have to take control of the deal and help our partners as much as possible. Now we do about 90 to 95% of the deal. We obviously train, support you. We lay out the marketing systems for you, lay out the technology for you. We underwrite the deal. We close the deal across the United States. I put up 100% of the capital. My partners don't have to even bring $1 on any deal in any circumstance, all the way from earnest money to closing to carrying to fixing all that crap, everything. I also assume 100% of the liability. Which makes this a perfect business, by the way. You have 0 downside, even if the deal goes sideways, and 100% of the upside. So we also have the ability to deploy rehab teams and construction teams all the way across the United States to get these deals fixed if they need fixing. And then I have, let's say agents if they need to be sold, which most of our deals just get sold off all over the country. And then we just sell them. Make a long story short. So that's about 90% of the deal. So every time a partner does a deal with me, my team does about 90 to 95% of the execution. That's a beautiful thing. That's a powerful thing, because that's where the stumbling block is for almost everybody, is trying to, implement the deal, try to do as much of it as yourself, and it just crashes and burns. So that's the first pillar. The second pillar, I realized, we got to the point, took me years to stack construction team, unlimited money for as many deals as you want to do, assume the liability, an underwriting team, a closing team. I mean, that took years to stack up onto each other. The next thing we do is that once I put all that together, then I realized, okay, that's great that we do 90 to 95% of the deal. But then the question is, how easy is it to find a deal that we will do, right? That's like, okay, Pete, that's great. You're going to do 90% of the deal. That's great. You're going to put up all the money. You're going to fix the house. You're going to do all this beautiful stuff. But how the hell do I get a deal? And how easy it is to get a deal? That is a problem, trust me, because finding deals, for anybody out there looking for deals, I don't care. There's this whole myth in real estate that there's certain strategies that are easier. People say, oh, this strategy is easier than this strategy, creative is easier, and that's all horse crap. There is no easy in real estate. They're all hard as crap. I promise you. How do I know? I've done 4,000 of these. Okay. So I realized, okay, that is a problem. I have to make this as easy as possible for all my partners to be able to do deals. How do I do that? There's only one way to, well, let me ask you this. Tyson's been knocking these out of the ballpark. Let's see if anybody else knows. Or Tyson, you come on if you think you know. How did I overcome the problem of making it easier, really, than anyone that I'm aware of in the United States to find deals that basically that I'd be willing to do? Any idea how I solved that problem?
Oh, you offered to split the commissions.
Well, we split the profits on the back end, but that's the back end. How did I make the fact that it's easier to find deals that I will do easier than any other option or opportunity you could possibly look up? Any idea how I accomplished that?
That is your buy box, expanding the buy box.
Oh, so who was that? Jordan, was that you? Carrie?
Yeah, I said, did you look for any pattern?
Oh, you're breaking up. I think I heard somebody say something about it, but I can't figure out which one of you. Was it Nakeed?
I think it was. I think I said something about the buy box, expanding your buy box.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Who's that? Is that Yinka?
Yes.
Dude, I know who you are. We just talked. Okay. Roland knows who you are. Yes, that's exactly right. That is exactly right. How I got to the point where it's easier to find deals for me than anything that exists in the United States is I overcame one major problem. Here's the problem with real estate. This is what happens to an average real estate investor. Forget average. This is what happens to 100% of real estate investors. You get into this business, you kind of look at the landscape, and you start gravitating to whoever sells you on whatever the hell they're going to sell you on. So for instance, why do people get in this business and let's say they do cash flow like rentals? Well, because they meet somebody that sells them on the cash flow play. Why do people get into and do fix and flips? Because somehow they ended up with some guru that does fix and flips. Why do people do creative? Because they fall into the black hole of somebody selling them how easy creative is. That's how every single person decides to do real estate. It's actually assumed that that's what you're supposed to do. Let me tell you the problem with that strategy. The problem with that strategy is whatever guru grabs you by the throat and convinces you that theirs is the only way to do it, what they're doing, by the way, they might be right to a certain degree, but what they're doing to you is limiting you, because every one of these strategies has its own buy box. Okay. Every one of these strategies comes with its own, like, okay, this is the kind of deal now you're looking for. This is the kind of seller you're looking for. This is the kind of deal you're looking for. This is the kind of location you're looking for. And when all those things match up, you got yourself a deal. That is how real estate works. But what nobody will tell you behind the scenes is that is a very difficult way of doing this. Because every time you're limited by strategy, you're creating a small buy box, no matter what anyone's telling you. How you overcome that is basically what Yinka was just saying. I've increased my buy box. I have the biggest buy box in the country. How did I create that? Very simply, I started stacking buy boxes on top of each other. So a long time ago, I realized I can't limit my people. I can't just be a fix and flip dude. I can't just be a wholesale guy. I can't just be a as is dude. I can't be any of those. I got to be all of those. And so I have 11 buy boxes now that I've stacked on top of each other. Fix and flip, wholesale, hotel, pre-to-marketing, pre-listing, subject to owner finance, lease options, blah, blah, blah. How I even got beyond that is then I said, okay, how do I even get beyond that? I know how to do that. How I get beyond that is I start doing different types of structures, houses, modular homes, mobile homes, townhomes, condos, land deals into new construction. And when you stack all that up, and now you're talking to a seller, which every real estate deal has a seller involved, no longer are you like, oh man, I hope this guy will, boom. Who cares? No matter what their problem is, no matter what the situation is, we got a buy box. We got a way to solve their problem. And so now that's the second pillar that I've created. And that is simply the pillar of saying I have 11 buy boxes stacked on top of each other. So finding deals that I would be interested, that basically we do is easier than you could imagine. Because just imagine all the techniques and all the strategies I'm doing, I do them all. This is why more partners doing more deals than anything else before. So that's the second pillar. Pillar number one is myself and my team executing 95% of the deal. Pillar number two, the biggest buy box that exists in the United States, verifiable. No one's ever proven me wrong on that. And pillar number three is a big one. Again, another myth in this business that everybody falls into. And the myth says this: okay, now I'm a real estate investor. I have to do what? Find a deal, right? It don't matter what buy box, what city, what town, what kind of structure you want to do. You got to get deals. This business does not work around deals. So there's this whole myth in this business that's been created that says something like this: in order to find deals, you have to go find a deal. No one questions that. You have to go look for the deal. No one questions that. That's wrong. Believe it or not, that's a wrong way of doing this. You don't have to look for deals, guys. It is possible to set yourself up in such a way where deals come to you. Because see, when you have to go out there and chase deals, and I don't care how you're doing it, knocking on doors, cold calling, direct mail, I don't care what strategy. It's kind of difficult. Let's face it. Because, you got this one little stupid buy box. Now you got to find that perfect seller. Now you could only do one thing. Now you got, he said no. Let me go find somebody else. Hard. But this industry has convinced you got to go do it. It's not true. You could actually set this thing up in such a way that deals come to you. How do I know it? Because that's how I did it before I started partnering with people. Deals come to me. Now, with the advent of AI, technology, and blah, 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 it's easier than ever. So the third pillar that holds this beautiful model that I've put together is that I'm saying by the end of 26, because I'm already basically there, we're just kind of laying out a couple more foundational things. This is how it's going to be. Now, don't listen to me, because what I'm going to tell you right now, if you understand it, you should be like, how do I get started? Right now, we're already doing 90 to 95% of the deal. You don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about fixing. You don't have to worry about underwriting. You don't have to worry about closing. You don't have to worry about exit strategies. You don't have to worry about any of that crap. I got it all handled with my team. But you still have to, go get, the marketing piece. I'm right now at the point of putting system, and I already got it put together, basically, behind the scenes. We're about ready to slow play rolling it out, where you'll be able to sit with me. Listen, watch this, guys. If you're not paying attention, watch what I'm about ready to do. You'll be able to hit a button and razzle dazzle, and deals come to you. And this is why I'm telling you, I'm turning the whole industry upside down. I have predicted for many years now that you can get this business to the point where you push a button and it already happens. When you're partnering with me, you're already pushing a button and 95% of the deal happens. My team executes it. The 5% we still want you to focus on, I got that lick too. So the 3 powerful pillars, my team right now does 95% of the deal. Second pillar, I stacked 11 strategies on top of each other and types of deals that makes finding deals for me easier than anything else. And number 3, I call number 3 telos, T-E-L-O-S. Google it. It's a Greek word for completing the circle. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm completing the circle, where I'm going to make the real estate business something no one believed when I started this could be done. It's doable by everyday people just like you guys. Not a 1% success rate, but a 99% success rate. And I'm right there. This is why I get jacked when I talk to new people like you guys. I'm getting my message out. We're turning this industry upside down. Literally. So my 15 minutes has now turned into 48 minutes. So we know that I'm not a very good when it comes to timing and speaking, but I'm done. What I want to do now is I want to flip it over to you guys. And it's an open floor with me. I don't limit what you could say or what kind of question you can ask. You pretty much understand what I do. So hopefully your questions are more or less geared towards what we do here. And I will tell you, by the way, if this is not the right opportunity for you, I've been around the block long. I know this is not for everybody. You're free to go. I mean, unless you want to just hang out. And I appreciate you guys doing that. But if this is the right opportunity for you, this is a good time to ask me a question or tell me a little bit about you, because really I'm one of those people like, come on, in or out. If you're out, no problem. I appreciate the time and hopefully we could remain friends and contacts. But if you're in, let's go through that wall to get to the other side of your dreams and goals. All right, who's got the first one? And let's do it. Roland's going to help me out. Roland's a friend of mine. He's been with me for years. He's kind of the gatekeeper, and he helps me out. Mr. Pedro, I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I told you. So let me try to make sure that I understand. I understood everything.
Okay.
I'm
Fair.
Spanish, and I think, yeah. Let me make a question.
Yes, sir.
That means that I got that 2 houses that is for sale. They are for sale, and I send you the address, and you look the house.
No. Couple things. Number one, if they're for sale, I'm not interested. Right now, there's no opportunities for us as investors to look at things that are for sale in the market. The reason you can't do that, Pedro, is because you're competing with technology. There's bots, there's AI right now. Something hits the market, boom, within a half a second. So, bad source. We got all the right sources. If you were to partner with me, my team would show you, like, that's the only thing we teach you basically is how to get deals. But that's not a good source. Like, that is an awful source, getting them off the market. And by the way, Pedro, on the market means MLS, means Facebook Marketplace crap, means Zillow crap, means anything. That's all junk. That's for people that don't know what they're doing, and they think that's how you do it. That's not how you do it. 100% of all their deals are at the owner directly. So that's number one. Number two, let's say you lay out the marketing systems. We lay them out for you. Now you're getting deals in. It still doesn't work the way you said it. You don't just get an address and get it to my team. That is your responsibility. That is your responsibility to get that deal at least under contract. Now, once you get under contract, Pedro, then you flip it to us. By the way, we're helping you get it under contract with you every step of the way. But that is your responsibility. Once you get a contract, turn the contract in, then my team takes over. So that is the one piece that we expect our partners to do, help us find deals. We don't do that. If we did that too for you, then we wouldn't need you. So, but we do expect you to follow our instructions of how to find them. I know how to find them better than anyone in the country, but then we do expect you to lock them up. And we're with you all every step of the way in that process. I promise you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Pedro. Thank you for being here. Wait. I appreciate. Yes, we're gonna go to you next, but I forgot to tell you. The next step, Mr. Roland is going to drop into the next step. For those of you like, hell, I'm ready to go I'm ready to go through the wall that this guy's talking about. So the next step is I want to connect with you. So Roland right now is dropping inside chat just to schedule a call link. So schedule a call. If you're here tonight and you're ready to go to the next step to either get it finalized or a couple more private questions, schedule a call. Even if you're already talking to somebody in my team, it'll be directed to that person automatically. Sorry, I'm glad you brought that up.
I had a question.
Okay,
Mary.
Roland. I'm going to let Roland dictate everything just because I'm confused. Yes, Mary, you're next, though. I heard you.
Yes.
Wherever you were.
So I want to get into all this like real estate and doing all of this, but what does it really mean to get it under contract? What is that?
So what happens in real estate, in order to get a deal started or going, you got to lock it up. You got to put it under contract. Just like if you buy a car to give you a contract, like you own this car. Same thing in real estate. So you have to basically get the seller to say, yes, I'm willing to sell whatever, at, let's say 100,000. And you just sign a document. That's called the contract. That gives us the legal right to now get that deal bought. Gives us the right to
signed from me or signed from you guys?
You mean, yes, that's the part that you help us with. That is the one responsibility that you help us find deals. That is correct. Okay. Now, remember, we're with you every step of the way. We don't expect you to know how to do this. That's what our training is all about. That's what our hand-holding is all about. We're with you all the way. But that is the one place you definitely get involved with us. That's why I need partners. I need help finding more deals. That's it. I'm jacked about what's taking place in the marketplace. I've got thousands of these done. You know, people say, well, why do you still do this? By the way, just kind of deviate. I'll tell you why I do this. I do this for the same reason today that I did it years ago. I got 5 kids. And my vision and my goal has always been I wanted to be a participating father to my kids. I wanted to be part of my kids' lives. So, you know, my big vision of why I built this business is because of my 5 kids. I got 3 kids in their 20s. I got 2 kids, 3 and 4. Okay. So that makes me a little bit unusual for most people. But for the kid, you know, obviously the 3 and 4-year-olds, they're with us right here. But the 20, but the 3 kids in their 20s, they are now gone with their lives and they're doing fantastic in lives. But I was there every step of the way. Every step, I didn't miss a practice. I didn't miss a game. I didn't miss a tournament. I didn't miss a parent-teacher conference. I didn't miss a school trip. I didn't miss a vacation. I was there. To me, there's nothing more important that I could have ever done for my 5 kids than to be part of their lives. I was there during the tough times also. And sometimes, and for those of you that have kids, you know that raising kids is not all, you know, glory and easy peasy. There's sometimes tough times that they go through. They needed a father figure. And so that's why I built this business, because of my 5. And by the way, this is why I continue to build my business, because I want to be part of my 3 and 4-year-olds as they get older and older and older. And my vision is exactly, except I'm going to do it even bigger with them. I'm never going to, you know, I love it. That's my biggest joy I get is when I'm watching my kids and being part of them, or when my 20-year-olds call me every day and ask for my advice. And that's why I do this business, because of my kids. So, all right, Roland, who do we have next?
Yeah, actually, Nikki was the first one to raise her hand. So I appreciate your patience, Nikki.
Hey, Miss Nikki.
Hopefully you're still here with us.
No, I am, guys. Good afternoon. It's Nicolene from South Africa, the one with also 5 kids. Hey, Peter.
Hey, I could relate.
Yeah, you said you'll remember me just by saying that.
You better believe it. I used to make fun of people like you and I. Now I am people like you and I, and now I promote it to everybody.
So now be careful who you tease going
Yeah,
forward.
absolutely. Oh, you better believe it.
Okay,
All
so
right.
Peter, I have only one concern or one thing that bothers me when it
Okay, let's
comes
talk about it.
joining with the partnership. So
Let's talk about it.
at this moment in time, I feel my greatest challenge is finding that distressed lead. So I want to
Mhm.
know, like, how many leads do you supply us as a partner per month?
Okay, so fair question. Finding deals, if you talk to an average investor, most of them will tell you it's one of their top or two, one of the top one or two most difficult things to do is to find deals in this business. That is not your issue, and that is not why you're hesitant. This is why everybody, not only who are looking to get in, but talk to any investor that's already in this business. One of their biggest issues was almost always, I got to find a great deal, got to find a great deal. It is not easy. So how I overcome it is with those 2 second pillars. Pillar number 2, I have stacked 11 strategies on top of each other. What that means is I have the biggest buy box that exists in the United States. No one's got a bigger buy box than I do. What that means is that finding deals is easier with me than exists in the United States, which means if you can't find deals that'll make sense for myself and my team, you probably shouldn't be in this business. I mean, honestly, because there's no easier way, because I have those 11 strategies I stack on each other. And the third pillar is specifically for that, because what I'm doing now is I'm setting up all of our marketing systems, Nicklene. So when you start with us, the deals will actually start coming to you. Not you looking for deals, even though right now it's already easier to find deals for me than anyone else. But I'm developing the teleos, right? Remember, completing the circle of what we do. I'm developing the marketing systems and the technology and the infrastructure right now, where not too far in the distant future, when you start with me, it's literally, let's go. Click a button, boom, boom, boom. Technology takes over, AI takes over, infrastructure takes over, and deals come to you. So I appreciate your concern. It is 100% valid concern. And I spend days and night working on that concern of yours. And I could tell you, you will not be disappointed when you start working with me, as long as you got those 4 things. You're coachable. You give me 3 to 5 hours a week. You want to do multiple deals. And I'll go through a freaking brick wall to get to the other side of my dreams and goals attitude. You got those 4 things, you got it. Don't worry. Because, but here's the other way I'm going to explain this to you really quickly. What is a big concern to you? I feel it. I address it. It's not a big issue. I promise you. I got all the systems in place to handle it. I got all the systems. That's why I have so many people like you doing deals. 0 experience before they met me. In little towns that people think you can't do a deal here. It's only got 500 people. We'll talk to BJ and Tracy from Crocker, Missouri. They live in a little town, less than 800 people. Just in the first year alone, we did, I think, 11 or 12 deals there in their little town. I got you, okay? I got you. And I'm making it easier and easier and easier on a daily basis, okay?
Okay. And then going forward, if we wanted to scale the business like a deal a week, how many acquisition managers would you say one floor needs?
When you say one floor, you mean you? How many acquisitions managers do you need?
Yes, in any given setup.
I don't think you need any. I don't know any of my partners. I have partners I've done over 200 deals with. I don't know any of them that have acquisition managers. Remember, we're doing 95% of the deal for you. Now, can you scale it through a team? Yeah, and we'll help you do that. But I don't know how many managers you need on your side. We're doing 95% of the heavy lifting of the deal. And the next couple months, I'm going to have systems in place that's going to have deals coming to you. I mean, you don't need a big infrastructure. I was just talking to one of my partners. We've done 220 deals together. He's got a team of 3 people, I think, for 220 deals. Find me somebody else that's done 220 deals that's doing this with like shoestring budget and just a couple of people. So we got that part licked. I wouldn't even worry about it right now. Maybe you get to the point where you're like, holy crap, I'm doing so much, making so much, doing so many deals that, Pete, I need some infrastructure. I'll show you how to do that. I've built an incredible infrastructure in what I do here already. So I know how to build infrastructure around you.
Okay, when you ask us to have 3 to 5 hours a week, is that just the training and coaching, mentoring?
In the beginning, mostly, we want to get you coached up, trained, like, especially it sounds like you don't have a ton of experience, but then ultimately that changes into implementation activity, because without activity, nothing works. So, and we'll get you coached up really quickly. Literally, we'll onboard you. We have a whole onboarding system and process. And once you're onboarded, it's off you go.
Okay, great. Thank you for answering my
Okay,
questions.
schedule a call, Miss. I want to connect. Schedule a call.
All right, Nicolene, thanks for coming back on. I'm just going left to right here. I got Ryan Beavers. Ryan. And then Tyson,
Ryan.
you go up next.
Hey, Peter, Roland, how y'all doing?
Ryan. How you doing, Ryan?
I spoke to you like a week or two ago, Peter, on a smaller Zoom call, and we're talking about getting money together and everything like that. I've got a plan in place, but I've got a guy right here. Basically, can y'all just circle back around to me, because he's on the phone right now, and I need to let him hear this and speak to you also.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Ryan. Tyson, go ahead, buddy.
Okay, as far as your buy box, what are you not doing? So you mentioned a hotel, so you're into the commercial space?
You mean what strategies do I not do?
Yeah. Or I'm saying
I do all the major strategies.
All the commercial real estate stuff too?
We're not going to start out with commercial. We're going to start out with single family homes, single family duplexes, triplexes, quads, mobile homes, modular homes, land deals. We're getting new construction, all that. We're going to start with those because I'm the best in the country at that. Tyson, once we do a couple deals, I'm open to anything. But I don't start out with that, because in the beginning, the goal is for you to go into my world, and the goal is to get you making money as quickly as possible. Because once I get you making money and profitable in this, then you've also proven yourself to myself and my team. And then, Tyson, there is things I do with my partners that are not even real estate related. Like, people say, well, will you go outside the box? Like you said, commercial deals. Yeah, I have partners who bring me things that aren't even real estate related. But once we get on the same page and we've done deals and we've made money and we've, met each other and blah, 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 I'm a deal guy. I don't care what deal we're in. I'm open to anything. But in the beginning, we're going to start with bullseye, things I'm the strongest at.
Yeah, I have a number of companies that would love a JV investor, some pretty sweet deals. What was I going to ask you? Oh, so let's say if I get an off-market property, it's under contract by a wholesaler, they want $10,000, to flip the contract. Can you still work with those?
Nah, that's junk. No. They're there to, by the way, I used to be, many years ago, I was the biggest wholesaler in the United States. I understand that industry way better than almost anybody. That industry has been absolutely bastardized, honestly. The whole reason the wholesaling industry exists is for people who have no idea what they're doing to take advantage of them at this point, honestly. That's where 95% of the wholesale world exists, just to take advantage of the guy who doesn't know what he's doing. You don't need those guys. You don't need them. By the way, I know how to work with them, but that's not the point for tonight. All our systems, all our marketing, technology, infrastructure, training, support point you right directly to the owner. It's where all the deals are.
Okay.
Part of being successful in life is not only being successful, but also staying away from things that waste your time. In real estate, MLS, Zillow, Facebook Marketplace, wholesalers, it's all a waste of time. It's all crap. I hate to say it, because I used to buy tons of off MLS, but that whole world's gone 6 years ago. When you become more sophisticated, that's another beautiful thing about working with me, is I elevate you right away. I don't make you go through this tedious process that almost everybody goes through, of like beginning stages, mistake stages, losing money stages. With me, you're like, boom, you're my partner. So we're gonna take every single shortcut that I've been able to identify in this industry and business.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Make sure you schedule a call. I appreciate you being here.
All right, next we got Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. So I had a few questions.
Yes, sir.
So my question is, when you're buying these properties, you say you're doing 95% of the work. Are we fixing them? Like, if we're fixing them, I would be in charge of the construction process,
It can
or
go
are you
either
just
way.
buying and flipping?
No. If we fix them, like for instance, I have partners that are construction guys already. Like they own construction companies, all this. I don't need to fix that property. They know how to fix it. They blah, blah, blah. But then most of my partners are not. They're like me. To this day, I don't know how to change a light bulb, So most of my partners need that help getting it. So we deploy construction or blah or whatever. Yeah. So we can go either way. By the way, if you have a talent, like you're a construction dude, I'm just using you as an example, then you could fix it. You can make your fee on the construction. So you're making your 50% of the profit and the fee on the construction. I have partners that are realtors, they can sell our properties. So they're making their, 3 or 6% on selling it plus 50% of the profit. I have realtors, you take a lead, doesn't turn into a deal, boom, you flip into a listing, keep 100% of that commission. I don't want to tap into that. Yeah. So we identify your skill sets and blah, blah, blah. And we create all other income streams, profit centers for you in my model.
Okay. My second question is on this, and since you say you fix and flip and all that, are you doing new construction if we buy a property? Are you doing
Not in the
let's
beginning?
say
That's not going to be our first deal. Just the same with Tyson. We're not gonna start with day one with new construction. We could work up to new construction, but I'm not gonna start with new construction.
Gotcha. You need something fast and easy to be able to. So what would be the turnaround
Mike, you need something fast and easy. You need something fast and easy because if you're going to start partnering with me, I want you to make money as quickly as possible. New construction is not fast and easy. That's months and months and months. So, but that's the beautiful thing about me. With 11 strategies, we could do goal in the beginning is just to get you see results. I want you to see results. Once you start seeing results, everything changes. You get confident, you get a little bit cocky, you get a little bit smarter automatically. Just winning solves so many problems in life for people. And I knew when I built this model, I wanted my people to win as quickly as possible. That's why we're not going to start with a new construction. That is not winning quickly. That is like months and months, if not years or more.
That's a 6-month process. Yeah.
Good luck on new construction doing a 6-month process. That ain't going to happen in new construction. By time you permit, by time you build, by time you sell, you're talking about a year or so in many cases.
Okay. All right. So that got that answered. On this here, what is how long are the classes that you guys are offering? Like
they never stop.
3 to 5 hours.
We train every day. No. 3 to 5 hours is what I want a week of your time. My training, I have training going on every single day. Live training every single day. I believe in
every single day.
Every single day. Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's what I'm looking for.
Plus everything, Mike, is recorded. And so, you could 24/7 access all my brain knowledge, all my team's brain knowledge of thousands and thousands of deals.
Okay. Awesome. So that never stops. Let's say we get a contract. Let's say we get a contract, a deal. What is the turnaround as far as buying and selling once it's contracted?
Well, that's not a black and white answer. It depends on the strategy we're doing. Let's say we do $100,000 rehab. That's going to take months to exit that deal. Let's say we decide to do a quick wholesale deal. That could take 3 weeks to exit that deal. So it all depends on the deal, the strategy, what's involved in all this. But average, if you were to say, Pete, what's the average? Somewhere between 2 and 4 months, which in real estate is lightning speed. Lightning speed in real estate.
Right.
I don't care what strategy you do. I don't care what you do. 2 to 4 months in real estate to make real money is lightning speed.
Gotcha. So once I join this class, once I join this here, what is the time frame of me getting my first deal? How long do I have to last?
Well, the way it works, once you start with me, literally within the first usually 24 to 48 hours, we had to take you through a whole official onboarding. What Mike onboarding is, it's like your checklist. Here's what you get contract. Here's what you get training. Here's where you get support. Here's how you access our community behind the scenes. Here's, by the way, let me introduce you to all our partners so you feel confident there's a bunch of people making a bunch of money here, blah, blah, blah. So we take you, it's like a checklist. You know, when you get an airline and you look at the pilot, they've got that checklist going on before. That's what onboarding is. It's our checklist. Mike, this. That takes about an hour. After that onboarding's done. Yeah, exactly. Mike, after that onboarding's done, that very same minute, you're ready to start putting deals together. But also our training never stops. Like our education never starts. Our support never stops. But we here's the bottom line. Nobody ever starts with me and says, well, Pete, let me sit around on the couch for the next 6 months and let's meditate about this. No. Everyone that starts with me says the same mission. Let's get the hell going right now and let's get a deal going. So everything with me is lightning speed.
Okay. Awesome. That was my questions. That's it.
Okay.
You got
Schedule
an
a
answer.
call.
Thank you.
You got no, thanks, Mike, for being here. Good questions. Schedule a call. Okay, let's talk.
Sounds like a plan.
Looking forward to it. I'll remember you, Mr. Mike. Miss Patty.
Hey, Peter. My question will be, you mentioned earlier that the deals comes to you, like kind of like you press a button and then the deals comes to you. And you also mentioned the buy box. Does it mean that the deals comes to us whenever, let's say, you already have a website, say, hey, looking for homeowners to sell it for all cash? If that's what you mean.
That's one way of doing it. We don't do that. That's still a little bit of an antiquated way of doing it. That's a legitimate way of doing it. And so what I'm putting together here behind the scenes is basically technology that will, like you could say, okay, zip code 30341, boom. The technology grabs all the information from that zip code, starts marketing to that zip code, starts contacting that zip code, starts talking to that zip code, and starts identifying like, hey, yes, I'm ready to do something, sell whatever. That's what I'm talking about. That is like the most beautiful thing you could imagine in the space. That's what my team behind the scenes, that's where we're heading towards. We're basically there already. I'm just releasing it in certain small stages. You know what I mean? Right now, there's basically two big marketing strategies we teach everybody. One, if you have money, like a lot of people start with me, they have marketing budgets. Okay, if you have a marketing budget, I'm going to introduce you to the top team in the United States for finding deals. Boom, you're going to give your money to them, and boom, they're going to start delivering leads on a platter. If you don't have money, or if you're not ready to spend money on marketing, then we show you how to build an infrastructure or how to build a network around you. That's going to start generating leads and deals for you also. So we got all that licked. I got it. I beautifully set up. I don't overwhelm you with stuff. I'm a very simple guy. The reason I'm a simple guy is because I get overwhelmed very easily. Okay. So I've learned to break everything down to simplicity. You know what I mean? And the problem with real estate is that it's not a simple business. And so I have taken what is not a simple business and simplified it to the most basic elements. You know, part of that is taking the burden of 95% of burden off of you. So we not only got to worry about this 5%, you know, finding the deal. And I'm constantly simplifying that also.
And then one more quick question. So you mentioned the technology piece, that's how it comes to us, all the deals. So after, let's say someone say, hey, I want to sell the property. That 3 to 5 hours that we have to spend, does it mean that it's answering phone calls, or what kind of tasks?
Could be different things. You could be in training in the beginning, you know, learning, understanding, implementing. You're right, talking to sellers and all this. Because remember, your objective is to help us find deals. Right? Helping us find deals is not spending 3 hours in a spa meditating about this, right? Helping us find deals is exactly what you said. You know, we're talking to sellers, blah, 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 putting deals together, negotiating them. But we're there right by you, Patty. We're there helping you with all this, because I know that's a very difficult process unto itself.
Right, because I believe that's the hardest part on the whole.
It is the hardest part. I can't remember who asked me the first question.
Even though you know the entire process, but you don't have the seller.
There's no question. I agree with you. No argument from me. I understand. We take the hardest and we simplify it.
Okay.
We simplify it. That's exactly what we do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Roland, what do we have?
Yeah. Hey, Mike,
I
right
have one
before
more
you come
question.
up, Mike, real quick. Sorry, I know Carrick's got to go. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Carrick?
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Welcome.
What's up,
All right.
Carrick?
Hey, Mr. Is it Vekselman?
Call me Peter. But
Peter.
you got it. I can't believe you pronounced it right. But yeah, just call me Peter.
First, I want to say thank you for the opportunity of getting on.
Thank you
it's
for
very
that.
informative. I had two really quick questions. So my first
Yes,
question
sir.
is, I did speak to someone, and they let me know that there was like a startup cost. But I wanted to ask, is there like any situation where you're able to observe the situation, like my case where I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. I've spent over 7 to 8 years in community development. I'm right at the center of Birmingham's economic region. So I know a ton of people. I actually operate a coffee shop, and tons of people come in here every day. One guy walked in and said he owns like half of Birmingham. So I'm in contact with so many people, but I don't have like a starter fee. Like, is there a situation where I'm able to present a certain amount of deals and say, hey, but based on my network, here's a certain amount of deals. Can I use either profit from these deals as a startup cost, or how does that work?
So we definitely have a process that we take people. Who are you talking to on my team, Carrick?
I believe her name was Tiffany.
Tiffany, perfect. Schedule a call. It'll bounce to Tiffany, and we'll go over all the details as it relates specifically to your questions. I don't want to go to rabbit. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. It'll just confuse everybody on this call. So schedule a call with Tiffany and all this. But let me just say one thing, and make no mistake about it. I think he just disappeared. I think we literally just lost him.
Well, yeah, he was having cell phone issues, Pete, but yeah.
Okay, so hopefully somebody on this call or Tiffany will remember this. Where there's a will, there's a way. I don't care what the hell you're trying to do in life. If there's a will, there's always, always a way. I promise you. It's nothing to do with what I'm doing here or you getting started with me or being able to afford it or not afford it. It's anything in life. Okay, what do we got rolling?
Then Mike, sorry to cut you off there, Mike.
Oh yeah, thank you for answering my questions, guys. Thank you for being patient.
Sir.
So
yes, sir.
I got 2 more questions, and the question for the first one is: do you need a license to do this?
No, you're not a realtor. Which, by the way, I have tons of realtors who are partners, but no, I don't have a license. No.
Okay.
No.
All right, so we don't need a license. Now my other question is, what do we do in a situation with I'm in Texas in the Fort Worth area, and I seen some housing. I do concrete, I drive trucks, mixer trucks, and we pour slabs for new construction, right? I've seen some housing drop in value. If they were supposed to sell for $450, they're selling for $300,000. What do we do in that situation? Or let's say I get a contract and we're stuck in that situation where they lost value.
Well, wait, say it again. What's the purchase price? I lost you when you were saying it.
So I deliver. I own a mixer truck. I'm an owner operator, and we deliver. I have some clients that are small mom and pop home builders or realtors. They build their own houses and then they resell them. I have a few of them that I'm very, very close with, and they were telling me that, hey, one house was supposed to be priced at 450 and it dropped down to 300,000 in the value. So my question is, what would we do in a situation where if I was to acquire a contract and that was to happen, I wouldn't want it to.
That happens all the time. I mean, properties lose values. I mean, it's nothing unusual in this place. I mean, in real estate. I mean, there's homes that are used to be worth $500,000 that are maybe worth $400,000. So, but if somebody wants to sell it at whatever look, real estate's no different than anything else in life. You sell something for whatever it's worth today. If you want to sell today, just because something was worth one price a year or 5 or 10 years ago doesn't. Sometimes, most of the time in real estate, you actually win in those cases. You know, if it was worth $500,000, now it's probably worth $550,000. But sometimes you lose. I mean, that's just how life works in anything.
Okay. All right. Well, that answered my question. I just wanted to see where would I be.
That's
if
nothing
I was to get a
unusual.
contract
No,
and that was happening. that was to happen to us.
That's reality. If they want to sell it for that, then that's fine. There's that contract or that deal is treated no differently than selling dollar and a dollar or over what it's worth or under. That's how real estate works. The seller determines what they want to sell it for, and if it makes sense for us, we do the deal.
But if it's us in that situation?
Oh, what if it happens to us?
Yes, sir. That was my question.
Oh, it probably won't, because remember, we're doing short-term strategies. I mean, we're doing strategies that are 2, 3, 4, 5 months. The good news is in real estate, although it does fluctuate, it doesn't fluctuate like over a 2-month period. Like you're not going to go in real estate today, it's worth 500 and next month it's worth 400. Thank God. This is not like, by the way, that's part of the reason I do short-term strategies. I hedge against market fluctuations. I don't want to get technical on you guys, but this is part of the reason I do short-term strategies mostly.
Okay. That answers my question. I just had another one that bought one in California for 600 and it dropped down in value to like 200,000 in 2 years. That's why I was like, what if it was to happen to us?
No. First of all, I won't let it happen to us. Then I could tell you, if somebody bought something in California for 6 and now it's worth 2, they overpaid for it 2 years ago at 6. I guarantee you, because in California, things are not going from 6 to 2. This is somebody that bought it wrong to start with, and it's probably worth today what it kind of was worth a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for answering that.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. A couple more questions here, Pete. We got John Cook.
What's up, Mr. Cook?
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for being here, sir.
Yes, sir. I've been on the call before, and we talked briefly. It's been a little bit, but a little bit about me. I'm a general contractor. Been over 20 years. I build houses. I rehab, remodel, however you want to put that. Anyways, if we partner with you, do you or your team dictate if it's a good deal or not? Like, do you got to be at a certain percentage for you to fund it?
Well, again, this is why I stack 11 strategies into each other, because the goal is to use some kind of strategy that we could use in that particular deal that you bring to the table or find or whatever. Your question, do we dictate? I've never used the word dictate, but yes, I have the final say. Absolutely. I'm putting up my money. I'm risking my credit. I'm personally guaranteeing everything. So I don't play the game where somebody brings some crap to me, and just because they tell me it's not crap, I'm going to do the deal. I'm not standing after 25 years in business by making too many mistakes. Have I made mistakes? Sure. Do I still make mistakes too? But what we do, John, is we take every deal through a very rigorous due diligence inspection process. In the end, it's obvious to everybody. I mean, we don't do this behind closed doors. The partner is part of the process because we want you to learn how to do this the right way too. You know what I mean? So very rarely do we have somebody looking at something that I say ultimately is not a deal and they're like, it's a deal. No, the numbers speak for themselves. You know what I mean? And the goal here is to teach you how to do this too. It's not just for us to like take the deal from you and behind the scenes execute it. No, you're in the process, all the steps, all the way through. The goal is to create savvy, sophisticated investors out of this.
Yeah. I get that. I guess I might have worded it a little wrong or a little heavy. I
That's
apologize
okay.
for that.
No, you're good.
But I mean, like right now I'm doing a deal to where I'm probably only going to make 30,000 on it, say, for example. But
how much is the deal?
Well, like in this case here, I bought the house for 60. I'm going to put probably 80 into it by the time I'm done. I'm just about done with it, actually. And I could probably sell it for 220, give or take a little bit. Give or take a little.
Yeah, that's not too bad of a deal. It's not too bad.
But no, a lot of lenders wouldn't mess with it because they're like, well, you're only going to make 30 grand out of the deal. That's too close on a real estate deal. But I know I can make that deal.
So John, let me answer it this way. Number one, I'm not a lender. Don't ever confuse me with a lender. I'm a partner.
No. I know you're not.
No, I know. But
in this case,
Let me. What I'm going. I don't make decisions like a lender will, because the reason the lender has to make a decision very differently than a partner is the lender is out of that deal. They're giving you $150,000 and they're praying every night that John doesn't screw them. I'm in the deal. I'm in the deal. You ain't going to screw my ass. I promise you. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
I make decisions very differently than a lender. Now, would I do $80,000 deal or a couple $100,000 deal here to make 30? Never. But that's not what you just told me. You just told me I'm into it for 140 and it's 220. That's an $80,000 spread. That's not a $20 or $30,000 spread. It's an $80,000 spread. Okay. So we'll go through the process together. We'll show you how to do this. But yeah, I make decisions very differently than a lender. Well, not very differently, but because I'm in the deal, we have control. A lender has no control. They got to be uber conservative. They have no idea about you. Me, yeah. I'm a strategic investor. Strategic investors. I put factors into it a lender can't, like being in the deal. Actually, that's a big factor. So, but yeah, we will do deals where we can make money. I promise you. That's part of the value I bring to the table is I'm a deal engineer. I know how to structure deals in ways you never even thought is possible. So, and by the way, John, listen to this. This is very important. I didn't get to 4,000 deals by turning away the wrong deals. Okay. Exactly. I didn't get to 4,000 by turning away the wrong ones. I do them. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And another question I got is like,
yes, sir.
You said if you're a general contractor, you get that fee.
If you do the work, yeah, you make the contractor's fee plus the 50% of the profit. Yes, sir.
Right. And like, how is that fee determined? I know it's different in every part of the country. So it's like,
well, yeah, you just bid it out, and that's how it's determined. I have a whole construction team behind me. I don't know how to change a light bulb myself, but my construction team knows if you're screwing us or not. Right. And if they think that you're screwing us, they're going to put a halt to it very quickly. I promise you, John. You're not going to want to be my partner at that point if they think you're trying to screw me on your fee. So, but as long as it's a fair, equitable, and you're going to put the effort in and the work, of course you're going to make that fee. I want you to be profitable with me, but I don't want you to screw me.
Yeah, no. Well, that's the same thing here. I don't go do all this work and get a $15 fee for that when I did a $60,000 worth of work. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's kind of my question. Is like, how do we?
Yeah. So the question is, you will make your fee. Okay. It'll be a fair fee.
Right.
Doing construction is not something that is so unusual that you're like, well, I don't even know what the hell a fair fee is. John, if you don't know what a fair fee is on a $60,000 job, you shouldn't be a contractor. Okay, you know what a fair fee is on that job, and I know when my team knows what a fair fee is. So if all of a sudden you put on that bid and they're like, well, this guy's obviously screwing us because he's got 4 times the customary fee, then we know right away you're not going to do that job. We're just not going to let you. We're going to do it ourselves. Right. You're still going to make your 50%. Again, the goal here is not to try to screw somebody out of an extra $5,000 in a deal. The goal here is to build a great trusting relationship so we could do many, 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 many deals together. I have guys like you, John, that, partners that do deals. Yeah, we still check and double check their work, but we don't ever question it. I mean, they've proven themselves. They've done dozens and dozens of deals with me and they fixed them all. And it's a beautiful relationship. But in the beginning, absolutely, we're going to make sure you're doing this the right way. Listen,
that's understandable for sure.
When people listen to what I do by now, make no mistake about it, John, there's people in the United States waking up every morning trying to figure out how to screw me. Every morning, there's people that know what I do, and they wake up every day trying to strategize. How do I get in that guy's pocket and then disappear? How do I know? It's happened, and it continues to try to happen. Because I got the best thing going. And when you got the best thing going, you got all the dumbasses coming after trying to take advantage of it. So we're pretty good at catching that stuff. So the goal is to do this the right way, where everybody's happy and profitable and makes money.
Yeah, it's understandable. I get it. I get it all the time. I've been in this a long time as well.
You understand.
I went through a rough patch, through a divorce. My credit's not that good, so I don't have the money I used to have.
I got you. I'm a perfect partner for you. You don't need credit with me. I don't care if you're divorced or not divorced or any of that.
I had a multi-million-dollar company. I just kind of lost it all through all that process.
Let's get it back.
So that was, and I'm like, I'm not second guessing your question here. I just questions that I got just to see how all this would work. So everybody's
Did
you know what I
that
mean?
help?
Yes, sir, it did. And the
Okay.
marketing, that's something that we pay for, or is that something we work together?
You don't have to pay for it, but if you have a marketing budget and you're like, Pete, I want to shortcut this and I want to go quick and I want somebody else to find the deals for me or generate leads, I'll tell you where to put it. It won't be with me. But I know teams that do it brilliantly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's questions I had. I wasn't trying to second guess you, Pete, or anything like that.
No. Listen, John, don't take my answers the wrong way, because I know I have limited time with some of you guys, and sometimes I have to say extreme things to like get the point across. So don't take what I say personally at all. I got you.
Yeah, same way.
I got
just
you.
want you to feel the same.
Yeah, no. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Make sure you got a call scheduled. I want to talk to you, okay?
Well, I got her. She's calling me tomorrow. I told her.
Okay, beautiful. Who are you talking to?
Oh gosh, I can't remember her name now.
Tiffany, Sandra, probably.
I think it was Sandra. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
beautiful.
it was Sandra.
Okay.
Is she older? A little bit older, kind of.
No,
John,
don't repeat
that kind of
those
question,
words.
John.
Roland,
Trying to
don't
get me in
repeat
trouble.
those words to Sandra. I'm going to have to make sure that doesn't get back to her.
John, I'm muting you right now, buddy.
Just got off
Those
of
are fighting words. Those are fighting words. Yeah.
Well, I said because she said she's been around a while and she's done this, that, and the other.
You're in good hands, John. You're in good hands, John. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, John. Trying to get me in trouble. And then we got last question here. We got Joseph. Thanks for waiting, Joseph.
Hey, no problem. How you doing today, Peter?
Mr. Joseph, good to see you.
So, I have a question. I've been wholesaling since 2011. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and around Katrina, right after Katrina, a lot of people were after the fix and flip market, and I got into the construction field trying to find developers. So I deal with a lot of developers in the New Orleans area, and a lot of people who buy and hold and have multiple rentals.
Okay.
It was kind of a blessing. It was a blessing because there was no competition. No one else was doing land at that point. So I kind of cornered that market.
Yep.
And with the buy and hold people, it's kind of paying off now because I don't really have to find too many deals because I get people who just want to dump deals on me. I've got a guy who's got like, hey, I've got these 34 properties I'm trying to dump because I want to retire.
Okay. Yep.
So,
I got you. That's good. By the way, that's a good seller right there.
Portfolio type deals and a couple sub 2 apartment complex deals as well. I was just wondering if those are any types of things that you do.
Possibly, as long as they're direct to owner. As long as they're direct to owner, we'll take a look at it. Yes, sir.
Everything I do is direct to owner.
Yeah.
I don't.
We'll definitely take a look at it.
I don't go through 20 people or anything, and never have. I've been doing it for a long time, so too much money is cut out of the deals if you do it.
Absolutely, you got that right. Yeah. No, if it's direct to owner, we'll look at anything. 100% guaranteed.
Okay, awesome. Also, another question I had. It's probably it doesn't matter. I'm sorry. It doesn't.
No, fire away.
I know in some states that they're trying to change the wholesale.
We got that leg. We've been in all the states. They've already even changed them. I know how to work that. It's a structuring issue. Not even an issue with me. I got it covered.
Okay.
Got it covered.
All right.
I got it beautifully covered.
All right. So I don't
Look
have
forward
a
to
call
working with you.
scheduled. I don't have a call scheduled yet, but I'm looking forward to
Schedule the call. Go
working with
to
you
the
guys.
bottom. Joseph, you got to schedule a call because once I'm done, that link disappears. So
Okay.
go to chat right now and schedule a call. Let's talk.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Roland, anything else?
I'm quitting my job and coming to work with you, Peter. I'm quitting my job today. I'm just coming to work with you.
I love it. I bring Mike everywhere I go.
Peter, I think we're all questioned out.
Okay. All right. Well, let me sign off, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you for being here. I know every single one of you here could have been somewhere else today. The fact that you're here tells me you're looking. I also, like I said a couple times today, I know I'm not the right fit, the right opportunity, the right timing for everybody. But still, I appreciate you guys being here. If I happen to be the right opportunity, the right timing, the right fit, then don't let this slip by. I promise you, don't let this slip by. This is what we're doing right now is changing this whole industry, and the success my partners are having is way beyond any kind of wildest dreams or imaginations I could have had when I started this. I want to leave you with these words, and these are words that every single one of my partners has heard for many years now when I personally get a hold of them when they start with me, that I know a number of you guys are going to hear here in the next day or so, and that is this. Welcome to the next chapter, to the rest of your life. Once again, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys taking the time. I look forward to being a big, or at least a small part in many of you guys' success stories. I look forward to helping you guys enter that next chapter in your lives, and I look forward to helping you guys cross that finish line of whatever your finish line is of what you determine success to be. So once again, on behalf of myself, Roland, the team behind us that makes all this possible, thank you. I look forward to working with you. God bless each and every single one of you. Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Pete. Mike, you have a quick question?
Roland?
Yeah,
Roland, I just have a quick question. I don't know if he already took off. Mainly this question was for him, man.
I got you.
I was serious about quitting my job. How long? I know you're working with him for a while. Give or take, how long do you need month savings to be able to get started with him if I was to quit my job? Just to just kind of get a calculation, give or take.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we all know what our monthly expenses are, right? And
yeah,
if obviously the longer runway you have, the better. But at the same time, we don't always recommend our partners to do that. It takes a while to get a deal. It takes a while for the exit. I will say we had one partner in particular, his first deal was almost a six-figure payday. So he did what you did. He quit. But of course, not every deal is that way. We'll definitely talk through it. Mike, I was actually looking for you in the system. Who are you speaking with?
I believe, I don't know, actually. Somebody gave me a call. I found you guys on Facebook, and then somebody reached out to me and they sent me the link through the phone.
Okay. If you can DM me your number or your email, make sure I route you to the right advisor here. We got a couple of advisors here that work in-house, so we want to make sure that you're speaking to the right person. I think it's
Sandra.
Perfect.
I have
Okay.
Sandra Steed and
Yeah.
Lee Ebby.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, Sandy will take care of you. We call her Sandy. Blanca, glad you made it on. I know you're working with David, and you guys connected with Peter. So glad to have you here. Everyone else, please click the link if you haven't done so already. Carlos, glad you made it on as well. Yinka, we'll link up, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday. So again, on behalf of Partner Driven, thank you all for being here for our live Tuesday fireside chat. And again, hopefully we can be a small part of helping you get your unfair share in 2026. Have a great night. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Roland.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Blanca.